What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 95 is loves to this. My bad, I'm back. Hey, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna watch some of my fellow content creators what they had to say about the Fable being delayed. So we'll see, and I'll have some commentary and stuff like that about it, and we'll go from there. I'll tell you right now, for me, um. I'm cool. Like I said, we'll watch Reach for Gaming first. For me, I'm cool. I'm alright with a game being delayed. Like I said, especially if it means that it's going to bring the game's gonna be better in the long run and all that other stuff. So, but let's go ahead and watch. See what I'm gonna eat. See what Reach for Gaming. So it's like you guys are chilling with me. All right. Let's see what's up. Let's see. It's my dude Reach for Gaming. Hopefully it sounds as good. Let's see.
You already know that Fable has been delayed to 2026, and instead of belaboring the point and getting into the
That's kind of low, huh? Actually, really low. All right, we'll bring it up because then if I gotta pause it, I'll just pause it. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll start from the beginning. Shout out to my dude Lono from Reach Forge Gaming. My bad, my bad. Let's see what he got to say. We'll put it theater mode. Let's see what you got,
Well, by
Lono.
now you already know that Fable has been delayed to 2026, and instead of belaboring the point and getting into the discussion about how, well, delays are good for the games even though it's disappointing, I actually just have a whole lot of questions, and I'm sure you do as well. The first and most pressing question is, well, why is this happening? Is this port preparation given everything that we've heard? We even have insiders now weighing in and saying that Fable was slated for 2026 on PlayStation and that this could be related to that they just want to basically release the game as a multi-plat game. They could be looking internally at sales numbers and projections for Indiana Jones, and they know that staggering the release date is not ideal.
Okay. Um, that's a very interesting point. Shout out to Lono for saying that. I think he's the first one that said this. I don't think that's a bad idea. I actually do not think that's a bad idea. I think, hmm, yeah, good stuff, Lono. I think that's a good idea. I hope they do release the day and date now. Yeah, I agree. I don't see the benefit of staggering the games. Yeah, I don't see the benefit of staggering the games. Why? I'm just streaming right now. What's up? What you got?
I'm on the like they're playing while I'm on hold.
Oh, they're playing NF while you're on hold with Apple support. They play NF when you're on hold
Yeah.
with Apple support. Which song is that? You're like you're on the man right now. Oh, okay. I'm sorry that I let you down. Is this? That's funny. Mama's sleeping. All right, so yeah, but again, I think it's a good idea if you let freaking drop a day and date. Yeah, why not? It's not gonna hurt nothing. Let's keep going.
Another suggestion that's been made is this development hell? Are you dealing with a game that's sort of stuck in a bad spot? There were early rumors and claims about difficulty using the Forza Tech engine to build a game like this. I don't think the Forza Tech engine has ever been used for a game like this. And then if you look at their job postings, it can get a little concerning. Why are you hiring so many people in the year that the game is supposed to launch? And some of the job postings seemingly are pretty big people that would work on pretty significant portions of the game. Now, this also could be related to port preparation for PlayStation. If that's the case, I would imagine Xbox loyal fans are going to feel a certain kind of way about one of the biggest titles, or probably the biggest title that was slated for 2025, slipping out of the year so that they could get it ready for PlayStation, which is
Wait a minute. Is it that it's in development hell, or is it that it's going to PlayStation? I think the first reason is the better reason. I would like the first reason as a better reason. Let me go ahead and like Lono's video. I mean, but regardless, if it's in development hell, they're doing this to make it better. I mean, it is what it is. the game is coming to PlayStation anyways, right? Like we all know this. We all know the game is going to PlayStation anyways. So why? Yeah, I agree with Lono. There ain't no need to delay this. I mean to stagger the release. Drop games day and date. This is stupid. We're being stupid right now. So, but if this is okay, let me say this. If they really did have it planned to release for Xbox and they delay it so that it could release for PlayStation because the port for PlayStation is not ready yet, then that I think is bogus. If the game, let me make sure I explain this correctly. If the game is ready to release for Xbox in 2025, but they want to make sure that it drops day and date on both platforms, and that's why they're delaying it, then that's bogus. If it really can't be, oh my god, yeah. I hope I explained that right. All right, keep going a little.
Is related to another question that I have. Did they know in the summer of 2024 that this was going to happen? The Outer Worlds 2 showed up in December at the Game Awards with the trailer with the infamous PlayStation 5 logo, and we were told by insiders that the Outer Worlds 2 was moved back to be earlier to replace something that had slipped. And I said at the time, I think it's Fable. I had said for a while that I just didn't think Fable was going to make it on time. It was a gut feeling. And then when we heard that they actually moved the game to be earlier because something had slipped out of 2025, I was like, it was probably Fable. Now, we were told by insiders that it was Perfect Dark. I don't think internally they had Perfect Dark slated for 2025. They didn't give any indication of that externally either. We also have other people saying that they're hoping to see Gears of War this year. I just don't know about that. It seems like they're going to have their big four even without Fable. And related to showing Fable and related to showing up at showcases for 4 years in a row with Fable there, another question I have is, why did you show a simulated gameplay? The pre-alpha footage that they just released when they announced this delay is very clearly gameplay, and I think it looks fine. I don't think it looks bad, especially for pre-alpha, but it really proves that the previous trailers were not gameplay. We had this discussion so many times, and I kept telling people that is simulated gameplay. That's not real. There's a big difference between raw gameplay. I kept pointing to the South of Midnight showcase, and I said that's actual gameplay. You can tell. And you can tell by looking at the pre-alpha footage that we're looking at genuine, real gameplay. And it starts to feel like you're just showing stuff so that you can say that you did. Like Xbox is going to these studios and like, hey, can you just put...
Okay. Maybe the first thing that they showed us wasn't gameplay. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it was like pre-rendered gameplay or like, those quick time gameplay or whatever. But I agree with Lono right now. Again, this gameplay looked good. This gameplay looked good. I'll tell you what, this gameplay looked better than Avowed. I mean, you could be mad at me all you want, but nah, this gameplay looked good. So regardless of whether they showed gameplay before or not, now we're saying that this is gameplay. I mean, we'll find out when the game actually drops if that first thing was gameplay. But it would have been bad if they would have showed us something, then they actually showed us gameplay, and then the gameplay looks bad. But gameplay looks good, so that to me is it's a moot point. All right, keep going, Lono.
together a trailer so we have something for the showcase, and that's when you end up getting simulated gameplay instead of real gameplay. I've had similar things to say about the State of Decay alleged gameplay that they've shown, which is related to another question that I have. Is this just more Game Pass roadmap smoke and mirrors? Showcases from Xbox are always celebrated. They're always praised. Everybody hails the roadmaps and says that Game Pass is eating good, and then games slip off that roadmap time and time again. The promised cadence of games has not yet actually happened for Xbox this generation. Every time they have a showcase, every time they trot out a roadmap, it is never accurate, which leads us to the final and biggest and most important question. Is this going to change going forward? You are no longer just a Game Pass catalog. You are a publisher. You are trying to sell games. You're not just coming to a showcase and trying to put out trailers so that people stay on Game Pass because they think, oh, the cadence of games on Game Pass is amazing. Look at that roadmap. We know from interviews with Phil Spencer that they're going to have the PlayStation and the Nintendo logos at these showcases going forward. So if those logos are going to start showing up, well, it's time for the games to start showing up as well. I'd love to know what you guys think. What's going on with Fable? Leave a comment below. Are you upset about this? We have lively discussions every day on the channel.
What up,
So
Samson?
if you like this video and you want to have a chat with me about it, be sure to remember to hit like, share, and subscribe.
That was a good video. A good video, Lono. I didn't feel like it was too. I don't think he console warred at all. He didn't even mention Sony. Good for you, Lono. Good video. Yeah, Samson, we're just gonna go through some of my favorite YouTubers and check out what they got to say about Fable being delayed and stuff. You know what I'm saying? As I eat and take my pre-workout before I go to the gym. So I'm just to let Lono know. Good video. The comments help for the algorithm. Alright, let's go. Yeah, let's go with my dude Attic. Go with my dude Attic.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day one,
So,
he would...
let's go with my dude Attic, and let's see what he got to say.
You guys are looking forward to Fable in 2025. I got some bad news for you. What's going on, you guys? Gaming out of here.
What up,
coming
Attic?
at you with another video. Fable. You guys know I am probably on the internet one of the biggest simps when it comes to the Fable brand. I have been covering this game. I have been playing. I have recently been playing it again because I want to make a video. But here recently, we got some news on Fable. It's been delayed to 2026. And one thing I want to do right now is let's just listen to the actual source of this information, and then we'll go and talk once we get that information, because I do feel we need to hear it spelled straight from the Xbox Game Studio update with Greg Duncan. So let's pop through this.
That we haven't talked about yet, and that's Fable.
Give me 1 second, guys.
You know that's gotta suck when you gotta get up there
my
and be the
bad.
one that
Yes.
talks about.
So where are
something
we
gotta
at
get
with
delayed.
Fable?
So I just want to start with really excited about progress, really excited where Playground are. We previously announced the date for Fable as 2025. We are actually going to give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026 now. And while I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure
it's
people
definitely
of
not the
is
news we
that
wanna hear.
it's definitely worth the wait. And I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. If you think about their history and legacy for Forza Horizon, last two games critically acclaimed, 92 Metacritic, award-winning, beautiful, played great, and just what they're bringing to Fable as a franchise. Just think of the visuals of what you expect of Playground games, plus, amazing gameplay, British humor, Playground's version of Albion, so inspired by what's gone before.
What I enjoy, he said Playground Games version of Albion. I am a huge fan of the Fable franchise, and I liked a lot of aspects from the old Fables, but they could have used a lot of room for improvement. And sometimes the best way to get that really good room for improvement is with a new studio, because they're going to bring, plans to the franchise that you wouldn't have necessarily got with the old franchise. So I do appreciate that. So let's keep going.
On before with the franchise, but their take in quite frankly the most beautifully realized version of Albion you've ever seen. So really excited about the plans and really excited about the future, and I want the community to understand that we do these things for the best of the game.
You know what I was just thinking about? They come out with a date to plan to release these games, right? Then they gotta push back and delay them, and this has happened. This has happened a lot. And then, like I said, the games get delayed and they still come out like not perfect, missing stuff, all this other stuff. I'm gonna tell you what, Xbox has been doing. And this is not even my fight anymore because I'm on PC now, but Xbox is doing a phenomenal job of meeting that 60 FPS standard. I know what I'm talking about, right? The last game that dropped at 30 was Hellblade, right? Stalker had 60, right? Indiana Jones had 60. Avowed now has 60, even though they thought that it wasn't going to have a 60 frames mode, right? So Xbox has been been doing their thing, right? They've been doing their thing. So when you really look at this generation, you look at Xbox games. Okay, well, Xbox games are stuck at 30 right now. The only one that's stuck at 30 is Hellblade 2. But when released, yeah, you could say Redfall and Starfield. But even now, those games are good. So Xbox is Microsoft is doing what they're supposed to do right now, right? So Fable, obviously, you better run it at 60, especially if you're gonna delay it. But here's what I'm thinking about. Why don't these companies shoot a release date that's really far out? Like, if you anticipate that the game's gonna come out in 2025, why don't you say it's coming out in 2026? Or if you think the game's gonna come out in 2027, why don't you say that the game's coming out? I mean, yeah, if you think that the game's gonna come out in 2026, why don't you say that the game's gonna come out in 2027? That way, if the surprise announcement is, hey, we're releasing this earlier, oh man, that's way better than having to come and say, oh no, we're releasing it late. And I don't understand how they don't understand this because I do this at work. At work, when I get tasked with something, I'm like, hey, can you knock this out? Can you do this? If whoever's asking me for something, if they don't give me a deadline, I will voluntarily be like, all right, I'll probably be able to get that to you by blah blah blah. But I'm thinking in my mind, can I get it to them sooner? Right? Much sooner can I actually get them this task or whatever? Right? Because it's a win regardless. Hey, you know that project I told you that I was gonna take to fight it and knock out? Yeah, it's already done Thursday. Here you go, man. Bam. Hey man, let me get 2 days to knock that out real quick. Boom, I knock it out right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I feel like if they did that with these games, they just overshot. I think they'd be better off. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Maybe I'm tripping.
Games and the teams, and ultimately that results in the best games or the best game for the community.
And I think from your visit, you actually managed to bring over some footage for us to see some of those beautiful visuals.
So when it comes to this footage, we are going to look at this footage a little bit more in depth after we, get this point across, get the opinions off on the video, because I want to break down that just a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, so I think we're going to show some of the footage. This isn't a trailer or anything. We felt as we were going to talk about the game, it was important to show some of the things.
Yeah, we get to see some of these scenes, like kind of both just walking through environments where inevitably there'll be some combat, some city walking scenes, just really seeing how the beautiful variety in environments that are in the game.
Yeah, and I've played some aspects of it that are in the city-based, and again, I'm trying to be very careful that I don't spoil anything. Ralph and the team won't forgive me if I spoil something, but I played some of the city elements, I played some of the quests, I played some of the combat, I played a boss battle, I've used magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt amazing.
Look how
nice and I had a great time. And again, I remember the originals. This scene I've played that in gameplay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to spoil the backstory of what's going on, but as you can see,
Gameplay look good. Gameplay look good. Stingy asked what I do for work. Other people have guessed and gotten pretty close. That's what I do for work, but I don't really like to talk about it.
Genuinely beautiful. Plays
Even just
great,
seeing like
great.
the cinematics and then cutting to the actual.
We don't have to really go too much into anything else. I will put in the description below if you guys want to go and actually get a, first off, the whole thing's pretty good. I would recommend watching the entire thing. But here's the thing. I think we all kind of knew that this might happen. This year's kind of crazy for them. This year, they have a lot of stuff that, they need to announce. They have a lot of stuff they need. Supposedly E-Day still coming out this year. Supposedly, The Outer Worlds 2 is coming out this year. And then you got the end-all be-all GTA 6.
He's actually got a good point there. Like I think this, I don't really see too many people outraged about it or upset about this. And I think it's because there's just so much that Xbox is still delivering that it's like, I bet. You've already dropped games already this year. All right. And you got more games coming this quarter. So you got the late Fable. It's like, I bet. You know. I think this is probably the best spot that Microsoft could be in, where they could delay games and it still won't matter. The amount of things that they're still dropping is ridiculous, you know?
And then I'm assuming Call of Duty's still coming out this year. When you have this many publishers, one of the biggest issues you're going to have is you don't want your games stomping on each other. You don't want that. So that's essentially where you're seeing when it comes to this, is you're seeing these type of decisions being made. I don't think it's because the game needs more time. Obviously, the more time is going to be better for it. It's going to be a more optimized game when the game comes out. In my personal opinion, this game's being delayed because the end of the year has GTA 6 in it. It was very unclear if that game was going to come out, but now that I'm starting to see games slowly.
Very interesting. So Lono thinks the game is going to be delayed because there's either some actual development problems or because they wanted to drop day and date on PlayStation, which, okay, makes sense. Okay. Addict thinks the game's going to be delayed because there's so much dropping already and they don't want it to be crushed by GTA 6, essentially. Which could be true. What's up, bud? I'm streaming. Yep. They're laying Fable.
Get out of that 2025 holiday, window. Now I'm starting to think that is going to happen. But let's pop over here. We're gonna hide my camera for the moment being, guys. But here,
Alright, he's just gonna go over the gameplay. So we can go ahead and watch somebody else. We go ahead, show him how to do some love, give his video a like. See who else got one. Oh, BG got a video out. Let's got one. Oh, Colt Eastwood got one too? What Colt say?
If you're looking to sell your car, Carvana will give you a real offer in seconds.
What's up?
Games has been in development for almost 8 years. A 25-year veteran franchise of Xbox, and a long-awaited reboot of one of Xbox's biggest games. But it's also been one of Xbox's most secretive.
No, Zenji, I'm not a doctor.
Game in development. Now with the delay, could Playground Games be developing the most epic franchise ever?
I really like Colt's angle. Colt's going from the angle of they're delaying it to make it more epic. I got hit the like automatic. Yeah, I ain't mad at you, Colt.
Fable has been delayed to 2026. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content, and let's talk about Playground Games and what they have promised for Fable in 2026. Playground Games, the studio behind the Forza Horizon series, split off in 2019 to create their own RPG studio dubbed St. Albans House in the UK. Since then, the team has quietly been working on rebooting the Fable franchise, which has been in major turmoil since 2010. Fable 3 came out in 2010, panned to critical reviews, being the worst in the series, only to be followed up by a Fable Connect title, a flash-in-the-pan technology for Xbox, and then promised to be revitalized with Fable Legends in an asymmetrical multiplayer RPG that never got out of beta during the beginning of the Xbox One generation and canceled in 2016, along with closing the iconic studio Lionhead, who brought the Fable franchise to life in the early 2000s. Here we are with Fable, a new reboot revealed in 2020 at Xbox's Game Showcase with a pre-rendered tone-setting trailer and no release date. Fable actually started as an original RPG from Playground Games.
Not gonna lie, we're gonna give Cole Eastwood his props. Y'all see this right here. This is Now, this is good production. This is dedication. I mean, 171K subscribers. I get it. Good stuff, Colt.
Before they were bought by Xbox, a pitch which landed them with the studio to be purchased by Xbox in 2019. In 2022, we got a look in-game and in-game footage of Fable with a very brief gameplay montage, and fans became excited about the very mature and witty, highly detailed, and beautifully
I'm going to speed it up because I want to hear his opinion as to why it's being canceled.
rendered new
or delayed.
imagining of Fable. Craig,
It's going to ship in 2026. Unequivocal confidence in
new footage revealed shows more beautiful renders in real time of Albion, a major city dwelling, and new implementation of horseback riding.
Damn, I'm not going to lie. This look nice. I'm not going to hold you. This might make me take out my Series X again because I don't know if my PC going to be able to run this. This look nice.
Something that was
Oh, it's not Unreal Engine 5 though, right? Yeah, my PC could probably play it. Never mind.
never shown or teased before, and seeing the Fable character riding on foot or on horseback. The footage showcased here also brings huge credit to
Fighting a rooster.
Windows Central Jez Corden, who 6 months ago said that he saw pre-alpha gameplay footage, and Sony Santa Monica praising the visual concerns that have arisen over the past couple of years with the new Fable reboot is the choice of the player character. The protagonist being a female hero, and Playground Games is yet to show any footage of a male playable character. But throughout most of the Fable series with Lionhead, you were able to choose to start your playthrough as a young boy or young girl. I would assume that Playground Games will offer us the same choice, but we've also seen Playground Games Studios offer a slight bit of customization as well
Does he talk about the delay at all?
with a default character, but it could be possible that this delay is to make changes as well as get a final polish on the game that fans have been very vocal on. Craig Duncan's comments on British humor come to life when the main playable character kicks a chicken, which is an iconic joke that has flourished throughout the Fable franchise games on the original Xbox and 360 era. It's great to see that Playground Games isn't shying away from that heritage. So far, with 3 or 4 reveals that we've had for the Fable reboot, Playground Games and Xbox have afforded us about 1 full minute of gameplay in engine and in game to give us just
I ain't gonna lie. He spun this pretty positively. He showed us the history of Fable, the lore of Fable, and it's his conclusion. I'm assuming is that this is to make Fable better,
a slight to this Fable
which is not necessarily wrong.
reboot releasing in December of 2025 and now moved to 2026. December of 2025 is not an ideal month for a major releasing RPG that could be entered into the Game of the Year discussions, only to release just outside of that deadline window. This isn't the reason why Fable is being moved, but this is also the benefit of Fable being pushed to 2026. It's unfortunate that in this era of games industry that big titles like Fable can take 6 to 8 years to finally release. But looking at Xbox's recent track record over the past couple of years, their games have been fairly polished and have released to great critical acclaim. And Playground Games has proven that they can release high-rated, high-quality, and incredibly immersive games. And this separate RPG studio working on Fable will likely follow that same protocol. Since Fable is delayed to 2026, it's undeniably disappointing, especially since it seems like the wait for Fable has been excruciating. With that,
So now you see, I didn't know that it was supposed to release in December of 25, because that does change it. December of 25, because what if it releases February of 26? Like that's just a few months. You know what I'm saying? Depends how much is being delayed by. Let's see what
that
else Bill has
reveal
to say.
almost 5 years ago.
And I want to see.
And the drip feed of development and gameplay reveals has made Fable one of the most secretive games in the Xbox catalog. What we see today is a shining example of high quality, high caliber, and for returning fans of the Fable franchise, there's a lot to look forward to and hopefully a new favorite franchise for new players as well. This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you so much for checking.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so I think see the kid. I think Kids Move me too. Is it Kids Move me one? RGT got one. Let's see RGT. What's up, Jason?
At AT&T, we know enough in life isn't guaranteed. like having the perfect wedding.
Oh, what's this canceled? Does my stream say canceled? Does my stream say canceled? Ah, damn it. Ah, damn. Good catch, Jason. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. My bad. Oh. Yeah. I didn't mean to say canceled. It got delayed. Oh, yeah, Jason. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good, Jason. Let's see what RGT got to say.
Friendly reminder, RGT does not hate Xbox. I am still currently playing
That's funny. You have to put that caveat in there. Oh my god. Because if you say something, it gets crazy. Yeah, I saw it, Jason. I've seen it in a few of these videos. They showed it. It looks really good.
Avowed. I am now 26 hours into the game. I'm in the final area. The combat is still very fun and very satisfying. Not the greatest game in the world, but I'm having a good time with it, exploring these vast lands of mystery and magic. But I bring up Avowed because I feel like Avowed is kind of similar to what we're talking about today, because you might remember Avowed originally wasn't supposed to be a 2025 game. It was supposed to be a late 2024 game, but Xbox decided to delay the game into 2025 with the reasoning being, well, they were worried about your backlog. That literally was the reason.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that BS. Oh no, y'all remember that they were about our backlog? Oh my goodness. I do remember that. I do. That's hilarious.
I don't care what anyone says. That was the reason that the company themselves gave us as to why the game was delayed. Not because it needed a little bit more polish, not because of this, that, or the other, because they were concerned about your backlog. Now, a game that was scheduled for 2025 was, of course, Fable. A lot of games for Xbox in the calendar year of 2025 are a bit up in the air. Lots of people assume that Gears of War E-Day, Perfect Dark are 2025 games, but we don't really have anything to go on to sort of assume that. The only thing we have is that we've seen the game. Now, if we're taking that sort of mentality, we saw Fable many, many years ago. It's been a very long time since we actually saw more of this game. The initial trailer for Fable, of course.
Yeah, Jason, but I think it really was the Xbox like account.
Of course, had that. I mean, she's not a good looking woman. Like, I think it's okay to say that. Like, I'm not a good looking dude. Like, I'm not trying to, date the girl in the game or anything. But, kind of a homely, unattractive woman in the initial thing, and people were like, "Wow!" But
okay, that's funny. Okay, that's funny. What's up, ISO? ISO Motion VR.
And I was just like, okay, whatever, is the game fun? But they gave us a bit of a teaser of some pre-alpha footage of Fable today, along with an interesting announcement. Fable is now a 2026 game. And if you know anything about me, I am not a huge fan of talking about 2026 games in February of 2025. That is a problem that I had with the Sony State of Play presentation. Fable has been delayed until 2026. Xbox did like some developer podcasting to announce this, like a 19-minute podcast. Like, why not just put out a press release? Even if you go to Xbox's website to see kind of what is happening with this, it just shows you the video and it's like, okay, just make a standard announcement. But Fable has been delayed until 2026. Now, no real concrete reasoning was given. I'm guessing some sort of polish, but the quote coming out from this delay is, while I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, what I want to assure people of, it's that is definitely worth the wait. I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team, which, I mean, we should have confidence really in no teams anymore. I think the video game...
Damn, he said we should have confidence in no teams anymore. Is he wrong, though? Is he wrong, though? Damn.
Landscape has proven time...
Nah, we're not going to do that. Insomniac hasn't missed. No. We're not going to do that. Insomniac hasn't missed. We're not going to do that. I mean, Playground Games hasn't really missed either, right? Yeah. We're not going to do that.
Time and time again that there are lots of disappointments and there are lots of letdowns. Now, to be fair, they did show off some new gameplay footage, some early gameplay footage of the new Fable game, and I think it looks really good. It seems like it has a lot of the charm of the original Fable games. It seems like the settings feel, you know, different but familiar at the same time. If you've played previous Fable games, you kind of know about the setting and the world and the lore and whatnot. But what I find interesting about this and this delay is I can't help but feel that there's other reasons for it.
Here we go. This is what we want to watch the video for. Why do you think?
And, you know, when you think about Fable to begin with, Fable was really founded on a bunch of lies. Look at the original Fable game and who was involved with it. Mr. Peter Molyneux. For those younger viewers who might not know, Peter Molyneux is one of the greatest liars in video game history.
I don't know who this guy is, but he just called one of the greatest liars in history. That's crazy.
He always would say, oh, the game's going to do this, that, or the other. It's going to be, you're going to be able to do all these things. And then when you actually get the game, much like Fable, much like Black and White, those things aren't in the game that were originally talked about. Now, that's not to say the original Fable wasn't a really good game, because I definitely think it was. It had a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor. There was a lot of, you know, customization over how your character would play out, whether you would be good or evil. Of course, you'd get the little horns if you were a bad character instead of a good character. People would react to you differently. It definitely wasn't as fleshed out as Peter Molyneux had, you know, alluded to it being, but it was a great game, you know, a lot of fun. Now, the Fable franchise, of course, kind of overstayed its welcome as time went on, and, you know, people kind of soured on the franchise. It didn't really evolve, and the ways that it did evolve, it evolved in things that people didn't want. So a lot of...
I played the first Fable. I beat it on the Xbox Series X, and it was, I mean, I don't remember. It was all right, I guess. I mean, it kept my attention long enough for me to beat it, but I don't remember it being like a masterpiece or anything. But maybe I'll buy it on Steam, because they got the anniversary edition on Steam, and maybe I'll buy it on Steam. We'll see maybe if I like that one better.
People are hoping for a somewhat return to form with Fable. The new Fable that just happens to have the same name as the old Fable. But my thing is this. When you're delaying a game of this size, I can't help but feel like you're delaying it, of course, because you want to work on it a little bit more, but because you want to work on those additional ports a little bit more. You know, this is the...
Oh, so he also thinks it's because of the ports. I'm telling you right now, if this game is actually ready to release for the Xbox Series X and S, and they delay it so that they can drop it day and date on PS5, that's bogus. Because it's already coming to PC, right? So what's the additional port? Unless they can also drop it on the Nintendo Switch 2. Bro, if games are not being delayed for the Xbox console gamer because they're trying to port it to... Let me not.
Feeling that everyone, I really feel like everyone has to have with any Xbox game now, is that this is going to come to other platforms as well. Maybe they need a little bit more time for the PS5 version. Maybe they want to make it so that the game is, you know, runs good on the Nintendo Switch too.
With bars in the sky, onboard showers, and the best in-flight entertainment,
it's hardly a surprise that we were recently named the...
Alright, I'm gonna move on over to Kids Move now. That's crazy. I think Kids Move made a video about it too, right? Didn't Kids Move made a video about it? Oh, he did? I thought Kids Move made a video about it. Oh, I thought he did. My bad. My bad. I thought he did. I thought he did. My bad. Well, it is what it is. All I see is just gameplay. So everybody's showing right now gameplay. Yeah, the game looks good, bro. I mean, I hope not, Jason. But if they did do that, I mean, we'll never find out. Xbox in panic mode. Delaying Fable things. Oh my goodness, who is this guy? Let me see how
we officially have Microsoft panicked gamers, and I 100% believe the. We officially have Microsoft panicked gamers, and I 100% believe the reason for this delay is because they've seen what's happened with Avowed, they've seen what's happened with Dragon Age, and they know they're not going to be able to get away with whatever the heck this is, this transgender, blackish, ambiguous race, non-binary.
Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Oh my god. I'm 23 seconds into this video. This already sounds like an idiot. Oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna do that. You know what? I prefer to watch this guy. We're gonna watch Dreamcast guy.
Hey there, gamers. Dreamcast guy here, and today we're talking about some very surprising breaking news, which is that Fable just got delayed to 2026, and a lot of the internet is saying this game is screwed.
He always holds the controller.
This game is dead. This game is fake, because it is kind of weird to think about that. Fable is a giant brand. It's one of the original RPGs that kind of launched the OG Xbox. It was great on the Xbox 360, but with this new game, we've seen almost no trailers, no environmental screenshots, no character makers, no combat. We basically have one.
They showed a whole bunch of trailers today. Didn't they show a whole bunch of trailers today?
One CG trailer, nothing else. And now, out of nowhere, a year delay. Let's talk about it, because some people are saying this.
No, it's not a year delay. Oh, you see, the wordplay is crazy. So if this was supposed to drop in December of 25, dropping, let's say, the only way it would be a year delay is if it drops in December of 26. But,
this is extremely bad. Some people are trying to blame this on Avowed, and some people are saying this is probably good news. But let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please...
You too. I hope we're having a great day too.
Give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's start with this. So this literally came out just 7 minutes ago, which is that Xbox has the official Xbox podcast. It's basically like the PR mouthpiece for Microsoft gaming. It's where they have like developer interviews, or this when they talk about release dates, or when they officially announced games coming. I want to assure people is that it's definitely worth the wait. I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. So I have noticed this sentiment a lot. As a sports fan, the vote of confidence worries me more than the delay itself. So a lot of times in the gaming industry, there are games that get delayed or even canceled pretty much out of nowhere. Even if your game is a huge success or popular, if it's just not fitting whatever internal metrics, it can get canned. I mean, even Microsoft...
Be nice, Senshi. He's always had a lisp. I don't think it's this new teeth.
Now, Fable Legends? Didn't they have like a big online multiplayer Fable game that was like 99?
Yeah, come on, tell me
this is weird, but this is the part that I feel like a lot of people are kind of reaching towards, which is saying after the disaster that was Avowed, I'm sure Fable is getting major reworks. Now,
hold on. Is Avowed a disaster? Oh, he does put on a voice. I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if this is a character. It's this is like his Tony the Pony, but he constantly does it. Maybe I don't know. But he's doing it good. 242K subscribers. But is Avowed a disaster, guys? You guys let me know. I've only seen positive things about Avowed. I have seen PlayStation centric podcasts talk positively about Avowed. So is Avowed a disaster?
I am a fan of Avowed. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it's a game that does, in my opinion, have very fun combat. I love the colorful world. I love a lot of stuff about it, but it's definitely a AA game pretending to be a AAA game. You know, a 16-hour RPG for a $70 price tag. Clearly, not a lot of people are super on board with that, but...
What? What? He loves the game, called it a AA game as instead of a AAA game, as if AAA games are automatically better than AA games. That's wild.
I feel like anytime Microsoft...
This is the best way I can explain it to you, Jason. I played Avowed. Actually, let me see if I can pull up how many hours I have in Avowed. I played Avowed. I'm playing it on my PC, right? I try to stream it and play it. Not a good idea. I gotta play it while I'm not streaming, and the game still has to be optimized because it crashes all the time, right? So you go. I got 4 hours in the game so far, right? Which is not a lot, and it's only because of like crashes and I get frustrated and I stop playing it, whatever. Um, it's not like this bad boy. Look at this bad boy, 133 hours. This is this is easily turned into my favorite Xbox game, which is crazy. I would have never thought a racing game. But anyways, Avowed. When I first played it, I remember the first combat sequence. Spoke to my boy Isomotion Gaming, Isomotion VR about it. I told him, I was like, bro, I'm not really liking the game. And he's like, just play a little
comes
bit
out
more.
and
He's
says,
like,
we
you haven't played it that long. I was like, yeah, you're right. So I played it just a little bit more, and then I started liking it. And the stuff that I didn't like about it, I still don't like about it. But the game does have a certain level of fun to it, which is really, really the only thing that matters when you're playing video games. Like that, or at least the most important aspect of a video game is the fun factor. Like, come on, if I cared about story more than anything, I'm not going to video games for a great compelling story. Now, I love when a video game has great compelling story, right? But I'm going for movies and books and stuff like that, or docu-series and series, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But no, the game is fun, man. It's just I wish it was better optimized, but besides that, it's good.
promise that we're happy with the sales of a game, that's usually a bad sign. I mean, they literally said this about Hi-Fi Rush about 60 days before they shut the studio down. So
that's very true. That's fair. That's fair.
They're like, we're happy with this. Don't believe that. I mean, they'll say that about anything, right? So a lot of people are like, okay, this is probably not good. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. I played this game sober and shortly after refunded it. Yeah, so I think that right now there is probably a little bit of panic about how good Fable has to be. Some leakers have actually officially on the record stated that this game is super over budget. They're spending, a much more than a typical Xbox game because they want this to be their big AAA photorealistic fun game that you can put in movie trailers, the kind of thing where it makes casual people want to get Game Pass or buy it on PlayStation. In fact, there's a lot of talks about the fact that they're working on putting this on PlayStation day and date because they really need to make that money back. So,
all right. Go watch the video if you want to watch the video. My pre-workout is kicking in, so I'm gonna end this video here, then I'll port this over to YouTube. This is what I think. I don't know why Avowed got delayed. I don't. But what I do know is that the more a game gets delayed after you told us when it's supposed to come out, the better polished the game better be. I mean, I don't know why Fable got delayed. Let's say Avowed. I don't know why Fable got delayed. Okay, Avowed got delayed, came out, and it still has some some issues, some stuttering issues. I know. Shout out to Ono, it's Alex. He made a video saying it's a stuttering mess. And I think he put up a tweet today showing that he's got like over 20 hours in it. So he's still playing it, right? So people are still dealing with it. You know, and the one thing about these games is that they do patch them up eventually with time. Sometimes there'll be small updates that they don't announce every single update that comes up to it, right? So who knows? Maybe by the time that's on something else I'm doing. I'm waiting on playing it so that when finally I do play it, it's the best, optimized version of it. But regardless, I don't know why this game got delayed. What I do know is that, okay, you're gonna delay it. It better run at 60 on the Xbox Series X and S, right? Again, to me, it's not really gonna matter because I'm playing on PC, but it might matter because if my PC can't run it, then I'll just pop out my Xbox Series X and connect it again. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it will matter to me. Um, if they're delaying it because they're trying to port it day and date to PlayStation, I'm okay with that if it would. What's the best way I could put it? If they're gonna make me wait because they want the PlayStation gamers to play it at the same time that I get to play it, I have a problem with that. If the game is ready, drop the game. If the game is ready, drop the game. Now, from this point forward, if your goal is to release games day and day, I'm all about it. Do that, right? But don't have my version ready, my PC version ready, and then not drop it because you want it to come out day and date for the PlayStation 2. No, 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 no. That's crazy. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. Yes, Jason, Red Starfield was delayed, still dropped at 30. Redfall was delayed, still dropped at 30. All that is a problem. So if they delay these games, they better delay them for a reason. Wasn't Halo Infinite also delayed, right? Yeah. And then that was missing things. Listen, Xbox is not them delaying games hasn't been the greatest. But regardless, let's like I said earlier in this video in one of the reactions I was doing, they have, if anything, they have time on their side because they have a whole bunch of other things that are going to be releasing on Xbox and Game Pass. So regardless, the Xbox game is going to be eating good. We're not gonna miss Fable. You know what I'm saying? Fable's not the game that we're like, oh my god, we need this to like. Nah, trust me, we got so many other games coming out that we gonna be good regardless. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. So I'll go ahead and that there, Doc Dog 1985. Jason, shout out to you too for identifying that my thing was jacked up. My what's it called? My title. So I'll go ahead and fix that. And yeah, it's time to hit the gym and I'll holler at y'all later. All right. Peace.